Now, there's one other aspect I wish to cover when it comes to the movement phase. As mentioned earlier, we do facing formation changes at the beginning of the move. And once they are completed, the unit generally cannot change its facing or its formation once the movement segment is started. So how do you deploy skirmishers from a light company or an individual figure from a battalion to reflect this during the move? Well, it's simple. You've done your facing and formation change for the unit, and you've already moved the unit. So for instance, these 3 units out here have already moved during the movement segment. And when you finish your movement, if you wish to, you can take your light company figure and put him out front of the unit. Note the key word here, it's the light company figures. Or if it's in case of a Germanic formation, you can deploy their 3rd rank skirmishers, for instance. And the reason why this is easy to do is skirmishers always move 10 inches. So a line can only at best move 7, and most likely will only move 6. So if it moved at 6 inches, it's still theoretically got 4 more inches of capable movement for its individual skirmishers. And these figures just come free from the unit and they're deployed at the end of the move. This isn't considered really a formation change because the parent unit is still in its original formation, in this case a line. It could be a column or it could be a square or whatever. But the key thing is, it's still in its original formation. It's just these loose individualized figures are popped out at the end of the movement phase so that the player can put them in the position where he wishes to have them. The key thing is, none of these skirmishers can move more than 10 inches during the entire move. So if the unit started back here and came forward in 9 inches in column, then it's going to be very hard for the skirmisher to get out in front because that would be the 10th inch. So the column might have to slow up its movement actually to be able to deploy the skirmishers out in front. Last but least, when you have cavalry units, if they wish to deploy a single figure or 2 from as skirmishers out, again, they can deploy it after they finish their move. Perfectly fine and viable. So what really is happening here is that the ability to deploy skirmishers is an easy step, and it does not affect the parent unit. Taking 1 or 2 figures off an individualized unit and putting them out as skirmishers in the forefront of that same unit is just a function of the movement phase, and is not actually a requirement during the facing and formation. Because for us to keep track of each individual figures and say, I'm going to deploy this skirmisher during the facing and formation phase, and then actually do it during the movement phase, would be very time consuming, when the effect is going to be basically the same.